Harsh conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Checks and balances is out. Make sure you guys hit it. I appreciate the early support. Thank you guys. We're a month and 1 weekend. You've already won 2 film festivals. All right. I saw the Pivot podcast, and it's probably one of my favorite podcasts to date. I don't miss an episode, as you guys can see. It dropped at 9 o'clock, and currently in LA, it is 1:10. So I've already watched it, and I like the personalities on there. I get a little bit uncomfortable when uh, the linebacker, I forget the young man's name, starts talking about like homosexual type conversations. That's about it. But Ryan Clark does a hell of a job. Fred Taylor, whatever team, they do a great job. Like at the end of the podcast today, I didn't like the conversation about Mike Tyson's man parts. I didn't appreciate that. But I think what they do is phenomenal. Truth be told, I actually had that idea years ago, and I ran it by my editor Ken Miller, that we go around the country and interview all these people, But the internet had just begun, but the pivot has done a phenomenal job. I can't say nothing about it, but this isolated incident, because we need to learn how to stay focused on the problem instead of saying, well, they did this, they did that. I'm just talking about this pocket. You know what I mean? Fred Taylor was on to something in that interview about Mike Tyson being uncomfortable. And if he could have doubled up with the question, or tripled up and asked it a different way, or leveled up on the conversation, we could have got to the space at understanding Mike Tyson at a place we never ever had before, because he even stopped and paused when Fred Taylor asked him that question, which I thought was a superb question. And then moments later, Mike Tyson goes in his drawer and pulls out mushrooms. And Fred Taylor says, I ain't never had mushrooms before. And he proceeds to intake a mushroom. Now you see how the dynamic flipped in those couple moments. Sorry, I got bit last night hanging out in my backyard, so my legs are itchy. But um, you see how Fred Taylor almost won, and then drugs is so powerful, and wanting to celebrate with celebrity M's. That I consider that what Fred Taylor did, being a like a celebrity whore kind of. I'm not calling him a whore. I'm trying to find a more safer term. Like like the love of celebrities, because in that moment, Fred Taylor's supposed to say, no, no, I've never had it. I don't care if your name is Mike Tyson, you know, and and y'all gonna say, well, what would you do in that moment? I've done it 100 times already. I've done it 1,000 times. I've partied with everyone in Hollywood. I've had a great life, y'all. I've had a great life. You guys have heard me. I've slept with the most beautiful women in the world. They're still on TV to this day, and I'll never tell, and but I think that we got to separate ourselves from that. And on that podcast, I saw weed, mushrooms, the conversation about cocaine with Mike Tyson, and their sponsor, which is an alcoholic beverage. All of it is legal. I think mushrooms are legal. I don't know. We got to level up. I've been offered a marijuana uh, during COVID. I was offered a sponsor through a marijuana thing. I said, I don't do marijuana. How can I promote marijuana? People are not gonna believe that, and I would feel uncomfortable doing it. So I didn't accept the sponsor. It was about $2,000 a month. And I said, nah, I don't want to do. That's when I was interviewing everybody, and I guess because I don't know when my interviews go viral, because I don't have TikTok, I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook. So a lot of my stuff goes viral on those platforms, and I don't know it, as it pertains to the interviews and some of the comments that I do, and they had known me from there. But and that's why I said, if you guys, anything on those platforms, please share with me, because I have no idea. And my message to Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor. I don't know the other guy's name. Damn. Probably because I want to forget it. You know, he makes me feel uncomfortable a little bit. Um, y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. I'm gonna just say that y'all are awesome. I can't take nothing from y'all as a team, but don't fall into the median. Stay in the margin. That's all I can say. Stay in the margin. You guys have a great product, a fabulous, the best product out. I'm telling you. But once you do it once, you'll do it again. You know what I mean? And that's why we always chase in the bag for a second time. That's why Mike Tyson went broke. That's why Mike Tyson has no soul. That's why Fred Taylor, who's never done mushrooms before, took it because Mike Tyson gave it to him. If I would have gave Fred Taylor a mushroom, he would have looked at me like I'm crazy. Mike Tyson is on drugs because he can't look in the mirror. I've been around him enough to know. I've never really had conversations with him, but I've heard countless conversations. And I know his whole circle, former circle, excuse me, 80s, 90s circle. I know him. I know him. Like a handful of them. I'm like this with him, you know, and I know what he did. I know the trauma that he's caused a lot of people. I know many of the things that that Don King and his team had to do to protect him and to protect him from himself. And you know, uh, there's truth to Don King and Mike Tyson's relationship with the money situation, but that's because Mike Tyson wasn't accountable. You can't rip me off. You can't rip Frederick off. I'm accountable to what I create. I'm accountable to my money. He wasn't accountable. Like he said, he would walk up to a woman, hey, you want that Rolls Royce? You want that Mercedes? Mike Tyson's bought more Mercedes than any black man in the history of buying Mercedes. I'm going to just say it like that. I know the stories. And if this gets to Mike Tyson, he's going to reach out to me and say, oh, no! I know the stories. And it's time. It's time. So this is, I'm going to continue watching. I listen. I listen to them often. I look forward to the drops. I put my notifications on when they drop. I was waiting at 8:58 for them to drop at 9 o'clock. That's how excited I was. You know, and this ain't no hate interview. This is just me as a man's man. You know, just simple as a man. Yeah, you can do those drugs, but they're doing millions of views, millions, and more often they are in a position right now that they're brand, and when much is given, much is required. I don't like the alcoholic beverage sponsor. I don't like it on Drink Champs. I don't like it on. I don't like All the Smoke. I don't like that name. Um, uh, I don't celebrate drug use on my show. You've never seen me smoke weed. You've never seen me drink. You've never seen me advocate it on my show, and that's in the show. You understand what I'm saying? I've had people on too many to name said, "Do you smoke?" I don't smoke, and then they don't smoke on my show. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you how the lack of respect we have for each other. Mike Tyson is on this drug promotion tour, his marijuana and mushrooms stuff. Right? He went on the David Letterman something show. I'm trying to draw a blank on the guy's name. He did an 11-minute interview and didn't smoke. He went on the pit, and the first thing he did was smoke. So the level of respect that we don't have for one another is apparent, you know. And I would say to the podcast, I love y'all. Like, I love y'all, and this is just constructive criticism from your media brother that you'll probably never meet. Um, don't succumb and fall into the median. Right now, you guys are considered in the margin. If we want that, go watch if we want what y'all did today with Mike Tyson, we'll go watch All the Smoke, and we can watch Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes smoke a blunt with Mike Tyson. We don't expect that from y'all. I don't expect that from y'all. You know, I don't expect Ryan Clark opening up a beer. I know that's your sponsor, but I don't expect Ryan Clark to do that. I don't. But maybe I'm wrong. You know, I think the information, I think they're awesome. It's nothing bad you can say except that Tyson is on this tour because he's soulless. And that's just the reality. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. I appreciate y'all tonight. Will be a show in the shop. Are black women the disrespected woman on earth? We'll talk about that tonight in the shop. And I gotta get a new cover for my thing. I see the glare. But anyways, man, bar conversations. Somebody go checks and balances.